Hey, Gilbert, CJ here. Just wanted to thank you for sending in this video for me. Just a couple things. I mean, obviously we'll talk, and I'll spend some more time with Hal, but I want to kind of go over it a little bit. The one thing, it's kind of a little bit comparing apples to oranges, but not quite. But this camera on the left is shooting a little bit too much from out to in. However, having said that, let me go ahead and do this. I didn't get a face on. I got a face on from the past, but as you can see here with Hal, as you know, his trademark is really to keep that club in front of him. Now, the only reason that club's in at that point, or it views so much in, is because of the camera angle. However, I think in the past, this video you sent me, the club is a little bit more out, and I'm going to show you what that difference is going to make here. So as he goes up here to the top, you're going to see that his left arm, now part of this could be just a little bit of age, but his left arm is getting a little bit higher in the past. Okay, so you can see that angle, whereas here, and again, the camera angle is going to make that appear that way, but if you look more at the collar, you can see that it's just a little bit higher, if you will, his left arm. Now, the reason that's important, I mean, let me just draw this here, from elbow to butt end of the club. So it's just a little bit, you can see it's 43 degrees versus 48, but again, a little bit of that could be construed just because of the camera angle. However, when I look at the old one, you can see where the club head is. The club head's basically right on plane. And this one here is actually a little bit more across the line. So from the camera angle that we're seeing it, the club head should be more, let me just kind of grab a different color here, probably more in there if it was on plane. So in that sense, if he's going just a touch inside here on the way back, that would make sense that he's just a touch more across the line. Why that's important is because on the way down here, you're seeing where that club comes from. But again, you know, whereas right here the club head's basically on his elbow. Let me just draw a line here so you can see it. The club head's on his elbow. Again, as I said, the camera angle will appear that to come more inside, but that is still too much inside. So with that, he's gonna, you know, he's not gonna be able to release it as well as he'd like. Well, he will release it, but he'll be flipping it a little bit more, and therefore, you know, his misses might be a little bit right, not quite controlled with the irons as he would like. So, you know, we're talking just a smidge of difference there, and a smidge is going to make the biggest difference for a guy like him and what he wants. So from face on, let me just go here. And I would love to get a face on from him currently, but the way he keeps the club in front of him is it's all on this right arm, how this right arm stays so much on top there. And then he just drops it underneath, and that's just his tendency. It's sort of a Furyk move, if you will. Obviously not as extreme, but when you really keep the club in front of you, then he reroutes and gets that elbow. You can see the elbow popping out just barely underneath there. Very nice position into his left hip. I would love to see if he's there now with his, you know, the face on, just to kind of check those things. But man, that's what I see at this point. Send me some other videos if you have it of him. I'm just kind of, oh wait, there's his face on. All right, you did send it to me. I did find it. All right, let's see here. This is my first time looking at it, so give me a second. All right, let me just draw some lines here for you, buddy. All right. So here's what we'll do. Alright, draw a couple lines here for you, sir. Camera angle just barely off. Again, probably too much. So we'll just do the best we can here. Gilbert, we're going to teach you how to record this so we can get it perfect. But, alright, let's look here. That's mainly going to be I'm really kind of looking at that left hip here. I think there's actually a little bit less face rotation, less arm rotation in his past than even here. I know it's similar, but you're kind of seeing, if you look at that right wrist, you can kind of see it's just a little bit, and there's where the left arm's a little bit higher. So you can see where the left arm's definitely higher, the hands are a little bit higher above the head. Hips are a little bit more rotated now. That's probably just due to the lack of flexibility. Similar. I'd say those look pretty close to me. I would love, I mean, especially when you're comparing these, you're looking at, you know, you want as good of videos as you can with the tour player, but, you know, the main thing that I'm seeing here, the impact looks pretty good. Impact looks pretty good here, but I think, you know, he might be sliding a little bit. That could be just, you know, the hip issues. But the main thing would be just getting the left arm a little bit higher, a little bit less rotation in the backswing, and I think that will keep the club a little bit more in front of him coming down, which, you know, from a good player standpoint, that feeling of the club stuck behind him or that little bit of flip is not a good feeling. So let me know. Tell me what. Give me a call when you get a chance, and we'll go over this. See you, buddy.